October has arrived, and that doesn't just mean the summer weather has arrived as well. It's trade season in the AFL, and Blake Acres looks like he could be heading to Carlton. We are the front runners. There's a deal apparently worth $350,000 on the table, and that could be done imminently. Today's video is basically talking about what Blake Acres has to offer, and it goes much further than surface level. Obviously fits a positional need. We need wingers. We did have some last year, but it really was a question, not an answer, as to whether or not these players could be relied upon, and they would offer a serviceable product on a week-by-week basis. But Blake Acres will offer that. At least this season has just proven that. If I look at statistics, I have a comparison with Lockie O'Brien, and beyond experience that Blake Acres will offer, he's also got an extreme level of size, and that is something that we didn't really have last season. A really tall wingman, and mind you, they are pretty hard to come by in the league, but we would be very, very lucky if we could get him in. I'm very privileged, I would have to say. Possession-wise, he outnumbers Lockie in that department. He had 22 touches, he had 6 marks, so he's a good aerial threat. 6 marks, obviously 190 or 189 centimeters. It's not small by any means, and he could potentially he's got the build to be an inside midfielder, but I think that aerobic capacity is what really sets him apart, and that's why he plays the wing position. Didn't really kick too many goals, which, I mean, we don't need him to do that. We've got, 2 key pillars to get the job done in that department. He severely outdoes any of our wingmen on the list for tackling. He had just under 3, whereas no other player on our team had more than about 2. So he does a fair bit of that. He has more inside 50s. He has more contested possessions, and as I said, understandably bigger body, so he will be in and under and getting the footy and hopefully dispatching it, to our players that can use the ball very well. Having said that, he's got more effective disposals than Lockie O'Brien, and he has a higher disposal efficiency. And obviously we rave about Lockie O'Brien's kicking ability and how, well, that's an integral part of his game. Blake Acres, I would probably not say that is a huge asset of his game, the effective disposal efficiency, stuff like that. But yeah, he still delivers on that front. Also, goal assists doesn't really contribute there. But there's other numbers that indicates the kind of player we're going to be getting here. You can also see, well, rebound 50s doesn't really matter. Clearances, he gets a couple of those a game, and Lockie O'Brien, obviously an outside player, so other players do the heavy lifting in that department, but it's good to see that Blake Acres has some versatility in that area. He is bound to have a few more clangers, so that's not great considering, 50-50s in the middle of the ground are important, and if you screw it up, I mean, I don't really know the clanger statistic back to front, but obviously you don't want to be piss farting around with the ball, especially where Blake Acres plays. So hopefully he can just clean that part of his game up. Center clearances doesn't really get involved. Stoppage clearances, that's where he does his work. Score involvements, gets about 4.5 a game. That's pretty on par with Lockie. So, it is what it is. That'll probably get boosted, especially if he has a season similar to that of the 2022 season, especially with Charlie and Harry up forward. I mean, I don't know how Fremantle's offense compares to ours, but I would say we had more output, especially if he's kicking it to the 2 focal points in the forward line. That will boost that number drastically. He has 4 intercepts, so he probably is capable of reading the play, which is something really, really handy, especially if there's times in games where we're lacking command. If he's able to read the pass, then he'll be able to get us back in possession and potentially back on top, which is good. 440 meters gained, that's about 70 more than Lockie per game, and I think that probably indicates that he has a booming leg, and I think at times we usually like to stuff around with the ball, so seems like that statistic indicates Blake is a no-nonsense type player. He's just going to get the ball clear, get it forward. I think, yeah, watching him play, that was really his mentality. And that's probably why the meters gain number is up. And yeah, that's probably about it. 5 turnovers as well in comparison to Lockie's 4. I don't know if that means that he's trying to bite off kicks that aren't there and Lockie's being more conservative. But regardless, if he can get that number down, that would also be very, very nice. I mean, overall, you're getting a really solid all-round player. There's no secret. I think there's been rumors it's going to be like a 3rd-round pick or something, which would be pretty mental. That would be an ultimate steal, I think. You're getting him at age 27. He turns 27 on the 7th of October. So you're getting him on a 3-year deal. That'll send him through to 30 years old. You're basically maximizing his best years of footy. And if you only need to get rid of a 3rd-round pick in order to acquire this player, then you do that. You do it. You do exactly, well, everything you can to get him in. 350k is a bargain as well. Logically, it makes a lot of sense. As I said, it fulfills a positional need. It's cheap. I mean, especially in modern day football, modern day terms, players are signing for 500k, 600k. I mean, McStay has been rumored to be selling for that price. If we can get Akers on our hands for a simple price like that and not have to give up much draft capital, then it is, as I said, an absolute no-brainer. But to be honest, I do like this deal. There's been a lot of uncertainty around the midfield position, the wing position, should I say, and I think this really helps resolve it. Whether this will send Lockie O'Brien to the Magoos, I'm not 100% sure, because obviously Adam Chera is equally capable of playing wing, and with all those midfield spots, plenty of competition, Chera could essentially be pushed out to the wing position, and that'll leave Cottrell, O'Brien, yeah, and obviously Nunes isn't there anymore. So I do love this deal. I think it's a great move. I'm not going to ramble on too much longer. Share your thoughts in the comments about what you reckon he can do. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. So I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Peace.